So, welcome to Dungeon Girls Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. So, today we're doing a special video commentary. Well, it's going to be audio only, but I can tell you where you can watch this. It's on BitChute. So, today we're doing commentary for Howard the Duck 1986. This is part of my 300 subscriber special. I did a 100 subscriber special. I did a 200 subscriber special, but I never uploaded them. The first one I never uploaded which I was doing a reaction to the infamous movie, The Room, starring Tommy Wiseau and that other asshole. I forget his name. Yeah, so like I didn't upload that because I live in a country where there's freedom of speech has been dead for like 5 or 6 years because of one thing some Frenchmen did in fucking Quebec, god damn it. And I made a joke where I probably would have been fine, but you know what? I don't want to take chances because I can't afford a $2,000 fine right now. And the second commentary I did was for the He-Man movie, Master of the Universe, and I was like 70% done the movie when I saw somebody was live streaming, and I made a negative comment about that person, which it wasn't intentionally negative, but it's like I was like, hey, what's his name is on? Why does he do that? Why does he do that kind of weird thing? That's weird. Which is like, I'm not even gonna say what kind of channel he had, but it was like a hobby channel, and he had like, there's videos where he has his kids, where he talks about the hobby with the kids, and which is nothing wrong with that, but then it's like, there's like other videos where he's talking about like adult shit in the hobby, and it's like, wow, that's a little weird. You have your hobby channel, you have like, kind of like adult-oriented products for that hobby, and the same YouTube channel where you have like, where you're talking about said same hobby with your kids, I'm assuming. So I thought that was weird. But like, yeah, I didn't want to piss that off. I'm sure he's a fine guy. I just think that's a little, like, I'm not gonna. If I'm gonna do a video on my channel where I have like kids on there, I'm not gonna like at the same have like other videos on my channel where I'm talking about like porn and shit. Not porn and shit, but like like R-rated shit. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. Either have your channel be family friendly or not. Don't fucking like have family friendly shit and then like R-rated shit. That's just fucking weird, man. In my opinion. But yeah. Yeah, we're gonna watch this piece of shit that George Lucas made. So I'm gonna press play now. So this movie is infamous for being a piece of shit. Universal put it out. George Lucas directed it. I don't know if he wrote it too. Which I've read the Howard the Duck comic books recently. I picked up the Complete Collection Volume 1, which there's a second volume. And that comic book, honestly, in my opinion, sometimes it was good and I was having fun, but like there was a lot of times reading that where I was like, it was a drag and I hated the main character. Because the main character is such a fucking asshole, freeloader piece of shit that treats his friends like shit. Oh man, who does the voice of this guy, by the way? And also the guy, the character is straight up, not only is straight up a ripoff of fucking like Donald Duck, and nobody talks about how Howard the Duck is basically a ripoff of Donald Duck. Like it's fucking, even like his personality is a lot like Donald Duck. So it's like, and he's drawn. Well, his first appearance. And like Manfred, he didn't look like Donald Duck. He was drawn yellow and his eyes are different. But like in his regular series, they colored him white and gave him like Donald Duck looking eyes. And anybody's interested in what I'm drinking right now, is I'm drinking peace tea raspberry, which usually when it comes to iced tea, I usually only ever drink Brisk. I thought I'd try something out. So this is Howard the Duck in Duck World, which you never really got to see much of Duck World in the Howard the Duck comics. There was like maybe one flashback. Yeah. I honestly didn't even look at the casting for this. I know Lea Thompson's in it. I have no idea who Lea Thompson is playing. Because there was like two girlfriend characters in the comic book. One was like this kind of slutty girl, Beverly Switzer, and then there's the kind of dumb, homely looking girl, if you know what homely means. Linda or Winda. It's hard to know. She has like a speech impediment, so it's hard to tell what her name actually is. Like it could be either her name could actually be either Wanda or Linda, but because of her speech impediment, it's like Winda. So like everybody just calls her Winda, even though it's probably one or the other, Wanda or Linda, but who knows. It's kind of funny if you read the comic book. Howard the Duck gets accused of being like a midget in a duck suit, and that's pretty much what all these ducks look like, midgets and ducks. Created by Steve Gerber, who Steve Gerber might be, I don't know, I shouldn't say he's probably one of the most overrated, underrated fucking writers in Marvel, because I haven't read his other comic book series he's famous for, but that comic book series was even less successful than Howard the Duck. But then that could have been, the premise for that character sounds kind of cool, so it could have been 100% that the design looks a little stupid, which I'm talking about Omega the Unknown. There are the famous duck titties. Not weird at all. I just want to say I have this movie on DVD. It's just that I had to throw out my old TV stand. So what I'm using as a TV stand is like two storage containers filled with DVDs, and one of them has the Howard the Duck DVD in them. But like I don't want to go through the hassle of lifting my fucking TV to get to the DVD, so I'm just watching it on BitChute. They're describing the multiverse, which there's like a couple Marvel movies and TV shows that are talking about the multiverse now. There's the upcoming Stephen Strange movie. There's the Loki TV show right now, and I think the WandaVision show had it, which I thought that show was supposed to be a TV show about Wanda and Vision, and that's why it was called WandaVision. But apparently Wanda is the main character of that show, which is fucked. And because she was the main character of that show, they couldn't have Doctor Strange in it, even though he was supposed to be in it, because they thought it would be insulting to women if this white straight man With very funny the to refer as like Stephen Strange as white strange like white like straight man because it in the comic book he is technically straight, but there is this like implied gay thing with Stephen Strange because he lives in a house by himself with a manservant, and said house that he lives in is in Greenwich Village in New York. Which, if you know anything about New York, you know that Greenwich is like the neighborhood where all the gays live. Which I learned about that from watching Ron and Fez, where Fez used to live. Fez was the gay one of the duo, and he lived in uh, there's Lea Thompson, and he lived in Greenwich. Which, man, I thought once Ron and once Fez left the show, it would get better because he would constantly just bitch and complain about his mental health issues, and it turned out the show was even fucking worse without him because he just brought in his daughter, and like the Pepper Chris or whatever the fuck his nickname was, Chris Stanley just became like a yes and man. Wasn't funny at all. Which they should have fucking had Shelby in the team as well, but I guess the Shelby was fucking funny, man. They're like, I guess he was young comedian. So is this like a lesbian biker gang? Sorry, I couldn't hear the audio because again, this isn't a DVD. I'm watching on BitChute, so which I hope that's not illegal. Me saying that. I don't know. This is a small channel, so whatever. And George Lucas is a billionaire. He sold his beloved franchise to White Slaver. So it's like, what's the big deal? Oh, I can't believe he fucking said that. Which, like, George Lucas is like supposed to be a billionaire, and then there's like a picture online of him just eating at like a food court, having like a slice of pizza with a fucking Diet Coke, and it's like, man, you would think he'd be living on his famous Skywalker Ranch, having like a fucking famous chef serve him like 4-star meals every day, but no. Yeah, maybe he is more down to earth than people think he is. A lot of duck ponds. And if people are wondering, were there a lot of duck puns in the comic book? Yes. I mean, not every fucking thing he said was a duck pun, but yes, there were duck puns. I kind of don't like the fact that he wears pants, and it looks like he wears shoes as well. Oh wait, that's not shoes. Oh, he's not wearing shoes. It looked like shoes because they look brown. I love he did the little quack foo. The little quack foo. Stamp. So if people were wondering, was Beverly, I think that's Beverly, was she, well the other one wasn't a rock star either. like Beverly was um, basically she was like a woman that uh, did not like to work. So what she would do for money is either model as like model as like a model for like art classes, nude art classes. Well, I don't think they said nude art class. I think no, I think they did. And like she would be like a living girlfriend for people. Like one of the villains of the comic book was Beverly's live-in boyfriend, who was like a writer slash like security guard who got like possessed by a space tornado. uh, Beverly, like like it's the thing where like if it wasn't for the fact uh, that she lived in the 70s, she could have nowadays if you're a pretty girl and you don't want to get a job, there's like so many fucking things you can do. She's gonna take him home. If you want to know how Beverly and Howard the Duck met in the comics, is that funny story. Howard was looking for a place to commit suicide. Found this like tower in like Cleveland, Ohio. That's where the book takes place. At least the the first couple issues. And he goes in there. There's like a barbarian, and then there's like this chick who turns out to be Beverly, who looks like Red Sonja. It turns out she was like she took a job by a wizard and was like in prison, and he had to rescue her from the wizard. It was a pretty cool issue. You got cameoed by Spider-Man, who had no problem with Howard the Duck killing the villain at the end, but will give shit to Chris. Chris, I forget his last name. They got the Darkhawk for like wanting to kill this guy who was this mob boss villain who was trying to kill his mom and family. That's bad, but Howard the Duck killing random villains, that's okay. Random one-shot villain. Does he kill all the villains he fights? Yes or no? Some of them survive to live another day. Which Howard the Duck doesn't have any superpowers, by the way. Unless you call luck a superpower, then yeah, he has that. Did he drink beer in the comics? He mostly smoked. He mostly smoked cigars, like stogies. Yeah, and in the comic book, he kind of had like a shirt and like a jacket. He didn't really wear pants. I think he had a hat. I would have. Thing is, I already put the fucking book away. He's a little tail popping out from. Oh my god. Oh, he fucking climbed the chair like a toddler. Oh my god. Oh, he's having flashbacks to how he got to this world. I'm gonna look up who played this actor. Howard. Oh, I forgot to mention Howard the Duck was in Infinity War movie. Apparently, some guy named Ed Gale. Did he do the voice too? Oh, Chip Zen did the voice, apparently. Don't know this guy. And he did like stuff like called Into the Woods. Trace, Quigley, Cagney and Lacey, True Conviction, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are undead? What the fuck? He's a musician too? He wasn't a musician in the comic book, but then again, he wasn't really anything, because like he even said in his world, he was like a deadbeat. Because like in a lot of ways, like Howard the Duck was kind of like self-insert from the author, but if he was like not a pussy. That's the thing. A lot of artistic types don't like working 9 to 5 jobs or whatever, and the excuse is, "Oh, we don't like creative jobs." I just think, honestly, from my own experience, from somebody who tried to be a writer, I just think we're kind of lazy people, and we just want easy jobs, and we just think, "Oh, writing's the easy job, and it's fun, cool and creative." Which, I just want to say, I actually won awards for my writing. So it's not like, it wasn't like, that was in high school. It wasn't any trophies or anything. It was just like, oh, here's like a fucking piece of paper if you want it. His dad has a pipe cleaner. Blooming ducks. Oh my god. For people who are, he has a fucking condom, open condom in his fucking wallet. For people who don't know, she's going through his wallet. People have a thing for Lea Thompson. I just kind of don't get it. I mean, she was hot in Back to the Future. Wasn't she also in Adventures in Babysitting? Which, Adventures in Babysitting, I watched that movie and as a kid, and it just made me want to like read 4 comics, but I never did as a kid. I asked my parents to take me to a comic book store as a kid, and it's like the best they could do was some like fucking convenience store run by like a Afghanistan guy, and he just had like random comics from the like 90s, and it was like a lot of ultra violent comics from like fucking Image and Valiant, which like fucking like turned me off from the comics as a kid to like high school. Then I got back into. Oh, that wasn't Lea Thompson. That was Elizabeth Shue? What the fuck? That was Elizabeth Shue? That doesn't even look like Elizabeth Shue. What the fuck? I wonder if that movie's worth watching. Rewatching it. I don't know, a lot of 80s family movies suck. Sorry for like 80s fucking fanboys. There's Tim Robbins. What's with the Superman reference in a fucking Marvel comic book movie? Oh, did he just do an impression of fucking Daffy Duck? Not that. It was not that. Donald Duck. Jesus. So I guess this is where the movie tries to explain. Oh yeah, Howard the Duck doesn't have any superpowers, which you would just look at him and just assume that he didn't have superpowers. But guys, come on. Would you know? I would assume. I mean, there were times in the comics he did have powers, but it was because he was like borrowing superpowers from other superheroes, like Doctor Strange, Damon Hellfire, Son of Same guy, same person. That's about it. Hairless apes. They included his racial slur for humans in this movie. Here's the evolution thing. I don't know. I kind of doubt evolution nowadays. It's like, where's the fucking middleman? Where's the missing link? And then why are there still monkeys and apes if we fucking evolved from monkeys and apes? Fucking. And there's this funny meme video where somebody from some thread was able to disprove evolution by comparing it to like Pokemon, and like how like there's like these random so-called like real life animals that exist in prehistoric age or whatever, and they just come off fake as fuck, like giant fucking like penguins and shit. And if you ever looked into the existence of dinosaurs, dinosaurs are super fucking fake and never existed. Like the first dinosaur that was theorized, not even found, was theorized. Dinosaurs were theorized first in like a paper by like some British science society fucking guy, I forget what it's called, which was a club by basically British nobles and rich guys that would LARP as scientists. And then 15 years after that, some guy finds a fucking tooth finds a tooth, right, and claims it's a dinosaur called a jagged tooth dinosaur. And after that, you just have decades of fucking people. You had like the dinosaur hunter wars where people would go out looking for bones in places that archaeologists had already thoroughly searched for shit, and fucking finding bones and claiming they were giant, different giant uh, dinosaurs. And you had like people like claiming that they found like 200 kinds of dinosaurs, and a lot of them were debunked. And it's just fucking fake, man. It's fake bullshit. It was just like the British Royal Society, I think that's what it was called, trying to make people, because like back then people still weren't convinced on evolution, so they were trying to make evolution cool by using like dinosaurs. That's basically what it was. It was basically yeah. Sorry, it was a psyop. Slackers. I better pause and go check on my dog, because like while we were on our last walk of the day, my dog decides, oh, I'm going to pick up and eat a piece of fruit, which is very poison. Fruit is very bad for dogs, so I better go check up on her. It's been like an hour, so I'm back. I'm gonna press play now. Which I went to check up with my dog. She's fine. I mean, some signs that your dog's sick when they eat something they're not supposed to is they'll like get diarrhea. If it's liquid diarrhea, you should be worried about that. And if they vomit, but otherwise, you know, they're fine. They should be fine. And like if 24 hours pass, I was told by a vet, like if your dog eats something and it's been like over 24 hours, that usually means they're going to be okay. And again, I've had my dog get sick after eating something a day and a half later, but you know it wasn't serious diarrhea. So what the fuck? So he got a job in like some kind of sleazy bathhouse. Oh, one thing from the comic book is that Howard the duck can't swim, which I think I forgot to mention that. Which I'm pretty sure in earlier issues he did swim. And they added that later, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Why didn't he just say like, "Oh, I can't swim"? Which I guess he could have drowned. Could he have drowned in like a fucking hot tub? Well, he is like small. So that scene was kind of reminiscent of a scene where he got like a job at like some electronics store where they would have like, you know, like predatory business practices, and like he quit his job because of you know, he felt bad for a single mother who bought like a TV, but bought it pays for installments, and like the installments are way overpriced, and she was back behind like 6 months payments or whatever. I don't fucking know. Some fucking who cares? I guess people paid for TVs back in the '70s in installments. That's also there was like a scene where like he called in a radio station to complain about racism. But once they realized he was talking about ducks, they fucking hang up on him. So I guess he just realized, hey, they eat ducks here. No shit. Cherry Bomb. Is that the name of Beverly's band? Isn't Cherry Bomb... Oh, Cherry Bomb wasn't a band. That was like a name for a song by the fucking Jets, right? I can't remember. What was that band that Jonah Jett was in? I don't fucking know. I fucking hate her hair in this movie. Looks so bad. 80s hair was so bad. I mean, it wasn't too bad in like Stranger Things, but you know, that's a modern show, so they're not gonna play up the bad 80s hair too bad. Which I recently finished watching season 3. It wasn't too bad, but it's like, well, I'm supposed to buy that Robin, which is Mia Hawke's character, who's the daughter of Ethan Hawke and what's her name, Kill Bill chick, I forget, Uma Thurman. I'm supposed to believe Robin's a lesbian. It's like, goddamn, like, so they straight up pulled that shit out of their ass, man. Cause like in the episode, I don't know if it was the same episode that she came out or previous episode, but it's like it was very much implied that she had a huge thing for Steve, and they had this like romantic chemistry, and then it's like, oh, the writer's like, oh, we need a gay character. We'll have Robin come out. Fucking what fucking bullshit. Oh, it is Beverly. Okay. Okay. He's finally smoking a cigar, which he might have smoked a cigar earlier. Yeah, that cigar looks a little bit too big for him. They don't have small cigars? Pretty sure they do. Damn, Hyde smokes some small cigars. No, he's looking actually. Barnyard languages. Oh my god. Wow. He just cable surfed the bar. There's Howard the Duck's infamous rage. He just slapped him with a fucking... Yeah, that's the thing. Howard the Duck loves to get in the fights with people. So that is something to look on. Wow, they're just trying to kill each other. Oh, let me guess, he stabbed his ear? Not his earring. Ginger. Space rabies. What the fuck? Ah. Okay. So what, Howard the Duck's gonna be their new manager? They have a very diverse, like, band here. You got an Asian, a black, a ginger, and whatever Beverly Switzer is. Did he just grab what pat the one girl on the ass? Who would be a good choice to voice Howard? At first I was thinking like Bill Burr, but it's like they're very much like the same kind of person. But like I don't know, like he has too much of a like deep voice or whatever. Would he eat chicken? Because like obviously chicken wings or something in that one. Which I ordered pizza and wings today. I really shouldn't have, but I saw like a commercial for pizza and it just put me in the mood for pizza. I'm such a sheep like that. Which Little Caesars was it was a Little Caesars commercial. They were one of those like pizza places. They had, like, oh, we're too good for delivery. You have to come and get pizza from us. And it's like, as soon as the pandemic hit, oh, now we do delivery. You suck my dick. Their pizza's not even that great. People just go to them because it's like the only place in Canada where you can get deep dish pizza. I don't even know if Boston Pizza, but that's a Canadian chain also does deep dish. Maybe they do. Cause then Boston, no, it's Chicago that invented deep dish, not Boston. Which not a fan not a fan of deep dish pizza, but it was worth trying at least once, Because, like, with pizza, I really love the crust, and, like, with deep dish, you don't really have that much of a crust. Okay. What the fuck was Lucas thinking when he made it? if they're gonna fuck. Cause we already like seen, we already had nudity scenes. So you might as well. Which they weren't really a romantic item in the comics, but like later on they kind of sort of. Oh fuck, she's in her underwear. Well, she has like a little robe thing, but like it's open. Oh, 80s, no bra. No bra. She looks like she has small boobs. Is she taking the bed? What's that line from Clerks 2? That's bestiality, Randall. At its finest, I hope. Which I was thinking of, like, doing, like, commentary for, like, Clerks 2, because it's, like, one of my favorite comedy films of all time. I decided against it. Because it's like, well, what's the point of doing that? I mean, I would have fun, but like, like it shouldn't be underestimated, like how much of a Clerks 2 fan I am. I pretty much know every line by heart. Like at work one time, I was so bored, like I fucking like was like listing off every line in the movie. In chronological order and playing out the movie in my head while I was at work one time. Oh my god, I was joking about them fucking. It looks like that's actually gonna happen. That's fucked. Oh my god, the fucking pedo from Ferris Bueller's in this movie. I forget his name, but he was in Deadwood, a bunch of shit. For people who don't know, the redheaded guy went to jail for like I think cheese pizza, and apparently he's like friends with Justin Bieber, which just makes it even fucking weirder. You know what else is fucking weird that not a lot of people are talking about the whole Drake Bell thing? Which for people who don't know, Drake Bell was arrested in like, I think Ohio, I could be wrong. Probably wasn't Ohio, but like I guess he does like concerts and shit, and he was like texting and planning to meet up with like some underage girl. They never said how old the girl was, and yeah, he got arrested. And he might be. They said he might be doing 8 to 12 months in jail. Which I don't know, man. Like Nickelodeon is a weird. You have a weird thing going on in Nickelodeon because you have the whole Dan Snyder thing going on. So it might have been like Dan Snyder. I don't think maybe. I'm not saying Dan Snyder did something with Drake Bell, but maybe he like kind of like also groomed him into being like a pedo. I don't fucking know. Which I had no idea this fucking guy would do this fucking movie. Which I was so pissed off when I saw him in like fucking the Deadwood movie, because it's like, you have the thing on like fucking Hangover 3 where they wouldn't let fucking Mel Gibson be in the movie because he's a racist apparently against Jews, even though the director's a Jew and he wanted him in the movie, right? But the cast was like against it. But it's like guys, people who are racist, we can't have them in our movies, but like we can have like pedos actors and be in a movie. That's fucked. Which I guess like Victor Silva, who was a horror director who molested like a kid in one of his movies. I forget. It's either Funhouse or Clownhouse. One of the two. He was able to direct not one, not two, but 3 fucking horror movies, Jeepers Creeper movies, and I guess enough people know about Victor Silva that for the new Jeepers Creepers film, the studios or whoever decided, hey, we're gonna not have him direct the fucking movie. It's like he was a registered sex offender when he made the first 3 Jeepers Creepers films, and that didn't bother you at all. But now when he's like, it's time to direct the remake or the reboot or whatever the fuck, that now we have a problem. And I kind of like, the first 2 films were okay, but it's like the third one I couldn't even fucking watch it. And I don't like this whole thing that, he's not actually a fucking demon now. A demon, he's like an alien, which is like, whatever, dude. I think that's fucking dumb. So what the fuck is going on? He was kidnapped by a fucking scientist. I can't. When I have both headphones on, I can't fucking hear shit. That and I can't hear. I also can't hear what they're saying when I'm talking. So that's another fucking problem. But it's like a commentary. That's the problem. Like you really shouldn't do commentaries for movies you haven't seen, because it's like, wow, you can't really hear what they're fucking saying because you're talking. So you have to fill in the dead air, because there might be people who are listening to this while not actually watching the movie, which I do that sometimes, where like I'll just listen to commentaries while I actually watch the movie, because it's like, if it's a movie I've already seen, like I know what happened, so it's like I don't really need to see it again while listening to commentary. So it's like, yeah, I know, yeah. Which sounds weird, but then again, it's like some of these YouTubers who do commentaries. It's like, how am I supposed to sync up your commentary with the fucking movie I'm watching when you assholes put fucking ads in your fucking commentary video? So like every once in a while, your commentary abruptly stops, so like a fucking ad could start. It's like fucking hell, man. You gotta, what fucking retards? And I'm like, I'm not one to use ad block, but it's like when you do shit like that, that's fucking bullshit, man. That's when ad block should be used. When you're listening to shit that, that shouldn't fucking have ads in it. Or you're watching shit or like listening to shit that shouldn't have fucking ads in the fucking first place. Oh, it's the cop guy from CSI. Still has a receding hairline, but like, you know. Why would you dye your hair if you have a receding hairline? What's the point? Maybe he was naturally a blonde. I don't think. I doubt that. That looks like hair dye to me. Would an alien creature have rights on our planet? I don't think so. That and alien creatures don't exist. I got a friend on YouTube who believes in. Which I'm not saying aliens couldn't exist, but if they did exist, I think there's more proof that they're fucking demons and shit. Because they operate just like demons, where like, you know, they, you know. Are we gonna see a duck penis? They're stripping them. Which is it's so stupid, like that he was like, you know, like he ran for president in the comic book. It's like he's not even technically an American citizen. Like, he's an American citizen in like an alternate reality where ducks are the fucking, you know. I don't know. This movie kind of reminds me of the He-Man movie, but is the He-Man movie better or worse than this movie? Well, this movie, I would say aesthetically looks better and has obviously a bigger budget than the fucking piece of shit He-Man movie. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Kind of pissed off that He-Man toy line, the Masters of the Universe toy line, never made like a He-Man movie figure, which, you know, would have been cool. Cause they adapted like other characters from the movie. Would have been nice to have like not have Dolph Lundgren's like likeness, but like did the design wise He-Man from the movie and like, you know, the fucking cartoon art style, whatever. Cause that He-Man had a cool look in the not the cartoon, the TV show. I mean the movie, the live action movie, cause he had the cape and everything, the shoulder pads. I was gonna say, would have been nice if they included more fucking characters from the comics, but since like, well, they could actually be using characters from the comics, and I can't tell because like, yeah, I can't hear. Let's double check how it looks like. Yeah. Dr. Walter Jennings, I don't think that was a character. Phil Blumblett, that wasn't a character. Holy fuck, how many people played Howard the Duck? They have like 4 people listed. Oh my god. Google, you're fucking retarded. As far as I could tell, the only like characters from the comics in this movie are Beverly and Howard. So he's gonna turn into a mutant? What I'm trying to think. What were some good like comic book movies pre X-Men? It wasn't until like X-Men. Say what you will about the, you know, homosexual pedophile Bryan Singer, but like comic book movies didn't get good until like he did like X-Men, right? Well, like the Tim Burton Batman movies were good, but like aside from that, maybe, and the Richard Donner Superman movies, though I personally did not enjoy them because I don't like 70s movies and like the bad special effects, you know, they which it's the thing where like, you know, they didn't pre like 2000 they didn't have the, you know, the fucking special effects, the technology wasn't there for superhero films. That's why when they did a lot of superhero films, like comic book characters, when in the pre 2000s, the reason why a lot of the comic book movies were characters that didn't have powers because they knew technology wise we weren't there yet. So that's why you had like characters like the, you know, Phantom, Howard the Duck doesn't have powers. The Shadow technically has superpowers, but it's like superpowers you can pull off with, you know, 90s technology. It's like, you know, mind tricks and fucking invisibility. You know, technically it wasn't. It wasn't really invisibility because he was just like using a mind trick to make people not be able to see him. If that makes any fucking sense. But you would be able to do that at the same time not interact with them. So like, I don't know. Like the Shadow's powers didn't make fucking sense a lot of the time. Why in this American diner they're wearing like Japanese fucking bandanas? So what? I never even watched reviews for this movie. What the fuck is like? Obviously, the one dude's gonna turn into some kind of mutant monster. What is it gonna be? Because like, I'm trying to think. What's the natural enemy of a duck? And I can't fucking think of anything. Like, what would they use? Besides from hunters with shotguns, I can't really think of the natural predators of ducks. And I'm trying to think of villains from the comics. God damn it, constantly switching shit up. Who would they use? That's the thing where Howard didn't really have, as far as from the 19 issues I fucking read, he didn't really have any, like, what would you call it? Fuck. Continuous villains or whatever. Besides from the conspiracy, the old lady on the bus who's like conspiracy theorist, who's like, thinks like Howard the Duck is elite. What is he fucking freaking out about? Because it's like bacon eggs. Oh, eggs. Oh my god. It's not like they're from fucking ducks, man. Oh my god. They don't use fucking duck eggs. Do birds eat other birds? I'm trying to think. Okay, so he's not gonna transform into anything, he just has superpowers now. That's fucking lame, man. That's fucking lame. So, it was these guys that kidnapped Howard the Duck. That's the thing, in the comic book, he didn't really try to go back home. He was just fine being stuck on Earth. Though he would constantly bitch. Well, I say he was fine, but what I mean by fine is he didn't really try to go back home. Even though he probably could have found a way home if he went looking for Man-Thing, which he didn't. Then again, how was he supposed to know that Man-Thing was from that he fell in the same reality as Man-Thing? Like, how would he know? But at the same time, there's he's in a world with superheroes, and supervillains. So he could have asked, "Hey guys, have you ever seen like this swamp-looking creature in your world?" "Oh yeah, we have this thing called Man-Thing." That's him. For people who don't know, Man-Thing, he was introduced in the issue with Man-Thing. Man-Thing is the fucking defender of the Nexus of all realities. So Man-Thing could have maybe have sent them home, but if Man-Thing couldn't, Jennifer Gale may have been able to, which Jennifer Gale is a character that hangs out with Man-Thing. So she wasn't in the Man-Thing movie though. I don't think she was in the Man-Thing comic book I reviewed. Is it Jennifer Gale or Jennifer Cage? I think it was Jennifer Gale. I can't remember. Yeah, something like that. Which Man-Thing? Man-Thing is one of those characters where, like, it's the thing where, like, I guess nobody gives a shit that Man-Thing was, like, Man-Thing is a rip-off of Swamp Thing, because, like, they might have been, like, I think fucking, the guy who actually created Man-Thing actually worked on, like, well, he might have been created by the same person who created Swamp Thing. I would have to double check. But it was Len Wein. That's the thing. Like, Alan Moore gets a lot of the credit for fucking Swamp Thing, but not a lot of people know. know that. Like, he was actually created by a different guy. Man-Thing was created by Steve. Oh my god, there's like 4 people here. Steve Gerber, Stan Lee, Roy Thomas, Jerry Conroy, and Gray Morrow. I'm gonna bet you dollars to donuts that Stan Lee did not create Man-Thing. Because I'm supposed to believe this guy, once he quit being a writer and went into like editing, he created all these characters. Fucking bullshit. That's the thing where like nobody talks about anymore. That like Stan Lee was a great guy, but he like there were rumors that a lot of the characters he created after he stopped being a writer and focused on the editing stuff, that he didn't actually create a lot of characters. He just put his like name on it, and because he was the boss at the time at Marvel, like you couldn't really say anything. But like I bet you that's what happened. I mean, that's not me saying that. I've heard that from other people too. I mean, I'm saying that wasn't my what I meant to say. That's not my theory. That's shit I've heard from other people. I finished my tea, so I went to get some soda, which I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper, which is a thing, but it's hard to fucking find in stores. Or at least it was hard for me. Because they don't, a lot of the diet drinks, besides from Coke and like Pepsi and shit, they don't really carry in fucking convenience stores and shit. So I had to go, but the one fancy grocery store I went to had Diet Dr. Pepper and Diet Root beer. If you're someone who doesn't like, you're trying to quit soda, but it's like, man, I can't drink diet soda, like it tastes terrible. Try Diet Dr. Pepper or Diet Root Beer. It actually kind of tastes like the thing it's supposed to taste like. Which I know people say that, oh, even like the diet drinks are still bad for you. Yeah, they're still bad for you, but they still have less sugar, man. And if you're addicted to soda anyway, like it's fucking better than nothing, man. Because I've been trying to lose weight this summer, and the diet sodas do help, man. It's still better than like your actual soda. Which I actually have been making progress. So I made some progress, and I did some backtracking because there have been like birthday parties where like people drop off cakes and shit, and it's like and food. Filthy scumbag. I haven't been paying attention. Has there been like actual swearing in this movie? I mean, you've had nudity, so you might as well have swearing. Fuck it. Oh man, that looked like a very dangerous stunt. Oh, I should mention this. Tomorrow I'm not gonna do a retro anime theater podcast. Maybe I will on Sunday, but like tomorrow, what I'm gonna do after I post this, I'm gonna post a review for Super 8. Because I was in the after watching Stranger Things season 3, I was in the mood to watch, you know, more, you know, movies like that. Okay, that's a cool practical effect. What the fuck? Should I describe what I'm seeing? Best not. Well, I'll just say that was a very H.R. Geiger looking scene right there. This is so Steve Gerber co-created Swan Thing, eh? Not Man, not Swan Thing, Man Thing. Oh, that was Tim Robbins. I mean, that makes sense. He wrote the fucking issue that Howard the Duck first appeared. This came out in '86, so the Walter Jennings character might have been in the comics. He might have been like in some of the later Howard the Duck comics. Because I only read Volume 1 of the complete collection. Ooh, yeah. But I should be too hasty when I say, oh, there's so it's from Beverly and like Howard. There's no other character in him. Why not fucking have Man Thing? Or would that be just... Or if they did the whole Man Thing thing, it would just be too confusing, I guess. Because he was like a side character in that whole Man Thing arc. I'm surprised my dog isn't barking, because we usually pass 10. She usually barks, so... Actually, that could be a bad sign. I should go check up on my dog. I love how I acted like, oh, I'm not worried about my dog, and I go to check on her. Which she is acting a little weird tonight, but it's kind of like, oh, she didn't eat her food all day, because... I usually feed her like wet food and like the evening and like in the morning and like dry food, but I ran out of wet food, so I was just giving her dry food, which I picked up some wet food today, but it was like like let her eat her dry food first. So that could explain, okay, why she's kind of low energy right now. Because she doesn't get tired until like at least like midnight. I know that because usually it's not till midnight that I fucking get to sleep. Because you know she bugs me to go to bed at 10, but then it's like, oh, she just wants to play. So usually, you know, I take like an hour to fucking calm her down, which probably means I'm not walking her enough. But it's like, she doesn't like to walk. She just, as soon as we go outside, finds the nearest patch of grass that looks comfortable and wants to lay on there. But then she's like high energy at other times. I mean, once I get her into the flow, she feels it. Like, so they have him like flying a plane, or whatever the fuck that is. Where he kind of flew a plane in the Howard the Duck Annual 1, which was kind of like a parody of what's that fucking famous anthology story about the, you know, had Aladdin in it, Nights in Arabia, some shit, Romantic Nights in Arabia. I fucking can't remember the name of the book, even though I have like a BBC like mini series about it. I think that was a funny line, but I didn't hear it. He called the villain a junkie, I think. Like, that music sounds very familiar. Is it like Superman-esque? The nuclear power plant kind of reminded me of Dark, the German TV series, but it's like, yeah, nuclear power plants probably all look alike. Wow, he's radioactive now. I love how the villain gets like not one but two power-ups, and our character has like no superpowers in the first place. So it's like, what the fuck? Well, this scene probably is proof that this movie has bigger budget than He-Man Masters of the Universe movies. But then again, this is a Universal film, and that was like a canon film. So like, no shit, this would have a bigger budget. Well, I think somebody else must have also like funded that movie. Would like Canon be able to buy the rights to fucking He-Man to make a movie? Not himself? Probably not. Oh, the, he's fucking with the duck hunters. Okay. So, like, what's their plan to stopping the villain? Did he give himself like a super villain name? I don't think so. Whiplash. Oh, the guy's like, I'm gonna sue the goon. Oh shit. You gotta love 80s special effects. Oh shit. That was a cool effect. With the shotgun shooting through the glass. And you can see the little pellet holes. I mean, the holes in the glass where the pellets went through. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just waiting for the movie at this point. It's like it's already past 10:30. I usually am in bed by now. Which sounds lame, but you guys gotta understand. My dog wakes me up early every morning. So. There's like no point to staying up late. But well, I guess it's my fault because like because I used to start at 7, but I would wake up at like around 5ish because it's like I want like I want at least like an hour and a half before work because it would only take me. I actually lived pretty close to my place of work, so it only takes me like 7, maybe 10 minutes to get there. I want some like time to chill before work. So like I would get up at 5. My dog would get up at 5. It is what it is. So like she's just used to waking waking me up at 5. Like I don't even have a alarm clock anymore. Well, I do have an alarm clock. It's not even set up anymore because it's like, what's the point? My dog wakes me up at 5. My dog wakes me up every morning. I don't fucking really need an alarm clock anymore. Oh, I just found out the other day that like Aqualad, the black Aqualad, not Garth. Apparently he's gay in the comics. I didn't know that. and they're gonna make him the new Aquaman, which of course they are. Which he wasn't gay in the cartoon, but like he gives a shit. Which I'm pretty sure his first appearance was in the cartoon, but who cares? Nobody gives a shit anymore. I mean, once fucking like Jean Grey like used her powers to turn Iceman gay, it's like who gives a shit after that? Which it turns out it was Brian Michael Bendis that wrote that. Oh fucking hell, that was fucking funny. I mean, like in the that's not the weirdest thing that ever happened. Cause like if in comics, because if you ever read the Doom Patrol, like run by Grant Morrison, he literally turns Negative Man into like a biracial, bigender, not even transgender, like he turns him into a hermaphrodite. Because I guess what happens is like Larry was recovering at the hospital. The fucking negative force that was possessing him went out of his body, took a random black female doctor, and merged Larry and the female doctor together into one entity against their will, and it's not considered like, hey, he did like an evil thing. It's considered like a progressive thing. Like what the fuck? He's like they treat it like it's like a force of nature, dude. So there's like a scene in the comic book where the new like hermaphrodite, biracial, like Negative Man goes to see the female doctor's husband, and it's like super weird. Oh, super weird. And it's like, what's the point of making them biracial? Because you can't tell with the fucking bandages on, but it's like, who gives a shit? And when you would see him without the jacket on, he kind of looked like he kind of had boobs. I don't know. And you could have maybe say he had like female hips, but not really. I don't know. I don't think the artist gave a shit. It's like whatever. Morrison, fucking weirdo. That's the thing. Like that's the thing that's I think is stopping me from reading non-DC like Grant Morrison, non-DC Marvel Grant Morrison books if he's ever like worked on Marvel. I don't fucking know. Non-mainstream Grant Morrison books. So it's like his fucking like mainstream shit is weird enough. I can't imagine how fucking weird the fucking guy goes when it's like, you know, like a non-mainstream book where it can be R-rated and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Right? Which I heard The Invisibles, which was like a comic book he did for like Vertigo, was good, but it's like I don't know, man. I just feel like it's gonna be super weird. And you would think he would have been a good match for Batman, because he's weird, and Batman is always great when Batman has to fight like crazy like villains and shit. But it's like I don't remember the Batman stuff being that he worked on being that good. Mostly because the ones I read, I don't know. I don't remember them being good. But then again, I could have been burnt out on Grant Morrison at that point. And then like the other Batman Grant Morrison books were the Batman and Robin ones with Dick Grayson Batman. with Damian Wayne Robin, and that's just a bad matchup. So Dick Grayson as Batman, well, Dick Grayson in general, in my opinion, is kind of a boring character. Like, he's okay in like Teen Titans, but like he just comes off as a fucking boring straight man. And when you have like him with like fucking Damian Wayne, it's like Damian Wayne is like an annoying character because he's just like he's like a kid and he acts like he knows everything. And it's like he knows better than everybody. And it's like, oh, okay, whatever. Arrogant kid characters are fucking annoying comics. It'd be one thing if he was a fucking teenager, but he was like what, like 10 or something in the comic at that point. They should have made him a teenager, but then it would have been weird because like Batman wasn't that old, which is so fucking annoying. They keep aging up Batman's sidekicks, but then like Bruce Wayne is the eternal 35-year-old or whatever, however old he's supposed to be. And it's like, dude, he was supposed to be 30 when he started being Batman. So it kind of doesn't make sense. His sidekicks keep like getting older and older, and he's just this he's still in this fucking 30s or whatever. Which I was surprised to find out that Batman was only 55 in fucking Dark Knight Returns. I thought he was at least in the 60s. Holy fuck. Because I feel like Batman, like Bruce Wayne would still be Batman in his 50s. He wouldn't retire. And then again, I guess the whole point was like, he felt like he could still be Batman, and he was like kind of forced into retirement. Because if people don't know, like in the world, the president fucking signed a bill banning like super vigilantism, and like Superman had to arrest all the superheroes who continue to be vigilantes, and he accidentally ended up fucking taking Green Arrow's arm or some shit by accident. Which, fuck Green Arrow, man, right? Like, champagne socialist characters are so fucking annoying. I'm super rich, but I'm also a leftist, guys. I care about class struggle. Shut the fuck up, Michael. Like, the only, socialists, the only, rich socialists are rich in the first place is because, their parents' money or whatever, Alan Moore. Whose family was rich, if people didn't know. I don't know if they were old nobles or old nobility or anything, but yeah. Okay. So what did he just call the entity? He was possessed? I thought he shot himself with some serum or some shit. Oh, the Dark Lord? Oh my god. Oh, we are getting a monster. That's cool. I was kind of not paying attention to Milligan for a while, to be honest, guys. During my whole Batman Grant Morrison rant or whatever the fuck. Because Grant Morrison is a good. Holy fuck! How many faces does this fucking thing have? Holy fuck! It's hard to describe what kind of special effect it is, because it looks like kind of stop motion or puppet, and then they just, you know, resize the thing. I don't know what the fuck you call it. Like they superimpose it or some shit. Cause it looks like a physical. It looks like a practical effect, but it looks like they're made. But like it's obviously a smaller thing that they made look big. I don't know what that's fucking called. I think that's called superimposing. I don't fucking know. And it looks like it's stop motion, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's a puppet? I don't fucking know. Whatever it is, it's a super cool effect. Holy fuck. Did Howard ever fight giant monsters? I mean, that Griffin thing. Kinda. But he had like Spider-Man's help. And the villain, like, that they were also fighting at the same time was like wasn't on friendly terms with the fucking thing either. So he kinda had a lot of help. Ooh. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, it's a saw. That thing looks like it kind of belongs in Beetlejuice or Star Wars. Which the red-headed dude was in Beetlejuice. What's that actor's name? I forget. I can look it up. I keep fucking closing the page for the Howard the Duck cast. I really should stop doing that. Jeffrey Jones is the guy's name. He's currently 74. In 2003, Jones pleaded no contest to a charge of soliciting a minor to pose for nude photographs and had subsequent arrest for failing to update his sex offender status. Fucking hell. Yeah. Which, by the way, Roman Polanski did the same thing, but like he's not considered a pedo by like Quentin Tarantino standards. Fucking asshole. Which the girl, the 13-year-old girl or 12-year-old girl, I can't remember how old she was, that he was caught like raping. Before that, he had hired her to pose as a model and took photographs of her naked. So that should, like, Jesus Christ. Fuck Roman Polanski, like, apologist, man. And he apparently, like, Steven Crowder has a video on Polanski. He apparently allegedly raped other girls and women. One including was like as young as like fucking 8 or some shit. Like fuck, man. Fuck Roman Polanski. Fuck Roman Polanski apologist. Oh, so there's more of those monsters. Oh, he just destroyed the thing that could have sent him home. You know what, guys? This movie's actually pretty cool. It's not that bad. Would have been nice if I was watching this while not talking and paying attention, but you know, the movie doesn't seem that bad. Is he wearing camo pants or is they're just dirty? Oh, he's wearing camo pants. Oh my god. Kind of would have been nice if they made him look more like the comic book, but then he would have been like, you know, they would have gotten sued by Disney. Which how did Disney not sue Marvel for this character? I'll never know, because it was a blatant. Let's be real. It was a blatant fucking ripoff of Donald Duck. Well, they could have at least given him like a blue suit or whatever, blue jacket, blue hat. Which I went back to check. I went during like, well, went to check on my dog. I did look at the. I did see the Howard the Duck book. He did have a hat, a blue hat that matched his jacket. What kind of hat it was, I couldn't tell you, but it was a hat. He wore a hat. Of course, we have to end the movie in a performance. Oh my god, how much time, how much more time? Already 11. Oh god, another 7 minutes. Oh, and the thing is, this is a comic book movie, so we have to what are the chances they're gonna have an after credits scene? But it's like, we have to check. Even though there's... What's the likelihood? Like, probably 100% there isn't, but you never know. Because these movies love the sequel bait. Even the I'm pretty sure even the fucking, like, what was it? The Shadow movie kinda sequel baited. Not really. Which, if you want to know, is that Alec Baldwin movie, that Alec Baldwin Shadow movie worth watching? Yes, I would say if you're a Shadow fan, but if you're not a Shadow fan, unless you're into like 1920s, 1930s shit, no, I don't think it's worth watching. And it's not. It's the thing where that movie's probably technically better than The Phantom with Eric Zane. Is it Eric Zane? Billy Zane, not Eric. But it's like, I think Billy Zane looked more the part. Where, like, you know, I don't know why, but for some fucking maybe it was the special effects, but Alec Baldwin looked fat in that movie, and I don't think he was fat at that point, but like, he looked, I don't know if it was the makeup effects, but he looked very fat in the movie. I don't know why. Well, even when he was Yin Ko in the beginning of the movie, and he was in that, like, fucking robe thing, he looked kind of fat. Okay, the movie's over. Let's check to see if there's, like, And after credits scene. And there wasn't. Okay. There was literally only 2 seconds left. I doubt there was gonna be. Ugh, after credits scene. So that was Howard the Duck. I'm gonna have to rewatch it if I'm gonna give it like a rating. But I would say it, for a movie, it was alright. Wasn't too bad. You know. I really should check out George's non-Star Wars films, but it's like, I haven't heard good things except for American Graffiti, but I'm not really a fan of 50s nostalgia movies. Like, besides, it's the thing where I kind of hate the 50s, but like, I kind of like 50s diners aesthetically. I don't know why. That is weird how, like, I hate 50s movies and shit. Like 50s aesthetic, but I like 50s diners. I don't fucking know. I just do. Alright guys, that's it.